Hi, welcome to Theoretical Concepts. This is Mr. Skanes. This week we're going to be talking about three very simple musical devices that extend a musical idea. The first one, repetition, which should speak for itself. When we repeat the same musical idea or rhythm over and over again, we call it repetition. If you think to our melody and ditty 1, part 3, it's just repeating the same 2-bar pattern over and over again. We call that repetition. So it would sound like this. Good example of musical repetition. You can also do it just on one rhythm when we've done rhythm studies and we repeat the rhythm. Again, another example of repetition. But we can only do an idea for so long before it gets boring. So then we have to move on. We have to come up with some other ideas to keep the music interesting. So we can extend a small idea like that very easily by moving on to what we call rhythmic variation. And a good example of rhythmic variation in our music this week is in Let's Go Band. If you listen to the beginning of it and then compare the next section of the music with the beginning, you'll hear a small rhythmic variation. Same sequence of notes, but a subtle difference in rhythm, which keeps the music interesting. So here's the first section of Let's Go Band. The next section follows with something that sounds very much the same, except there's one small rhythmic difference. So you can hear, rhythmically, the third note is just a half beat later. Again, extending an idea so it doesn't get boring. The next and last type of device we're going to talk about for extending a musical idea is called sequence. And I have it back here on the board listed up there, sequence. Now, sequence has some of the same elements that repetition does because we're repeating a musical idea, but what we're going to change here is we're going to change the pitch level at which we start the musical idea. So, in our music that we're learning this week, the Great Warm-Ups for Young Bands is a perfect example. So you can hear that idea moving up and down and then sustaining, and then starting on a little bit lower on a lower pitch, moving up and down, sustaining, and then moving down to a lower pitch, and then going up and back down 2 times, and then sustaining. So we call that sequence. Now, in the next video, I'm going to explain how you can create your own musical warm-up for class using our scale that we've learned, so 8 notes for your instrument, as well as the rhythm studies that we've been performing in class, and combining those 2 things in different ways to create a new warm-up for class, as well as demonstrate one of the 3 types of devices we use for extending a musical idea. So tune into the following video when you learn, and I'll go through step by step how to create your own musical exercise using those 2 things. Thank you.